Alright, we are continuing to discuss Marvel Superheroes, the arcade game. As I finish the videos, I'll keep track of which characters are discussed in which video, and I will put links in the description to which hero you're specifically interested in hearing us discuss. Doctor Doom is a character that you cannot normally play as, but after you get beat 6 heroes, it lets you face Doctor Doom before you have to run off to fight Thanos, right? So, was Doctor Doom involved with the Infinity War, actually, in the comic books?
Not entirely sure. I don't think so. There was an Infinity War event.
What is this Infinity War event you're talking about? Like, it's not part of the actual Infinity War, or...?
Yeah, it ran in 1992, was the Infinity War, and it's got Adam Warlock takes the Infinity Gauntlet, and, does crazy stuff, expels his good and evil selves, and there's a lot of fighting over the Gauntlet. Oh, yeah, Doctor Doom does appear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good to know. But it was kind of a limited run thing in 92. I think there was 6 issues. Yeah, okay. That would explain it. Yeah, I never really got those comics. There wasn't a good place to get comics where I lived. So my comic collection was very sparse and erratic.
And like I said, the only thing I know about the Infinity War is, like I said, I'm playing this game. And like I said, Doctor Doom is, like I said, this, just before you get to the bad, ultimate bad guy, hey, I'll stop right there, I'm in your way, kind of thing, And if you do play as him, by the way, of course, he has another ending. It's like, well, I'm gonna reshape the universe in the way I want to, not really a 50% kind of snap, just it's time for some Doom, guys. I'll admit, his stage was my favorite music, though. Every character has different music for their stages, and I'll admit Doctor Doom was one of my favorites. I guess, for you, just to throw the ball out there for you, do you think they will ever do Doctor Doom justice in a movie or a cinema universe?
I don't know, they've completely just fucked up every time they've tried to introduce him. Then again, the Fantastic Four series has been kind of a flop, altogether. They really screwed the pooch on the last one, too. I don't know, I think the bigwigs are gonna be just yeah, this isn't working, they're not gonna probably bother with him. You get some Eastern European dude who has, a fictional Eastern European country that he's the leader of, make him super smart and a total asshole, and put him in some armor, there you go. Or hell, if you want to, throw him against Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom in the comics now, he knows magic.
Hasn't he always known magic, or is that something they added in recently?
They added in recently, kinda. It was a Ultimates thing, where he learned Atlantean magic, or some weird things. But they could go that route and have him face off with Doctor Strange. That would work.
Didn't mind Doctor Doom too much, but you really didn't see him a whole lot. He was one of those fluff characters that you saw once in a while, but not a whole lot. Not in an arcade style where you put up your quarter and you're fighting against other people. You really didn't see a whole lot of Doctor Doom. He actually had some decent movesets and stuff. And it was one of those fun characters I would play once in a while too. But not against other people playing Wolverine. So if my friends wanted to screw around and have fun, then I would pick Doctor Doom, some of the other ones to try him out.
Now that you mention, I remember the quarter thing you were talking about. There'd be a line of quarters on the arcade machine, and somehow you would know your quarter among all the quarters there, and
yes.
And you just that's my quarter, so I'm fifth in line or whatever among 10 quarters sitting there.
No, we would do that, and everyone would know whose quarters what because you looked at it and you knew it, and we never had an issue with the quarter. Everyone knew exactly whose quarter it was, and it was perfectly fine. I never had someone try to grab a quarter, and then everyone's whoa, what are you doing? Put your quarter up, and then you wait your turn, and when it's your turn, you grab your quarter, put it in the machine, and it's go time. But everyone knew whose quarter it was, and it was kind of part honor system, and part the other people knew, that's not your quarter, that's my quarter.
I was looking for the death in the comics to show you.
Oh, Death
it's actually, or actual death.
Oh, Death. Okay. Was she generally dressed the way he was in the comic book? Kind of with orange stuff and long purple hair or something like that?
Yeah, she was kind of I guess it's really more of an it.
Okay. Because I know when you win as Thanos, if Thanos wins, he has this woman come along and just climb onto him like a typical, comic book style. Where he's just destiny awaits and
a floozy?
Climbing on him. Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to use floozy, but yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, that would be Death.
Okay, that would be Death. Okay. Alright, so if you can play as him, by the way, there's a couple interesting things. First of all, you do not actually need the Infinity Gems to use the power of the Infinity Gems if you have the Gauntlet in the game. So, for example, you use the Power Stone, the Power Gem, and you throw a sun at someone. You got, the space, which dumps a bunch of rocks on you. Actually, speaking of the space thing, someone who plays the Juggernaut a lot, the Space Gem was very bad when you fought against, well, actually all of them were pretty bad, because they all hit the Juggernaut a million times. But like I know
Yeah, he was
reality.
huge.
Yeah, but I know reality, like the two walls would close in. You know, the walls of reality would close in on you, and like that would do like I don't know 20 hits. But like the space gem, it would pick up a bunch of rocks, and as it's picking up the rocks, it hits you like 20 times, and then it dumps them all on you
Oh,
again, so it
jeez.
hits you for another 30 times. Actually, I do have a question. So I don't know if you noticed in the comic book and whatnot, but I know in the game, compared to the video game, the Marvel Superheroes video game, and the actual movies, Infinity War, all the gems are different colors. Is there any reason why the gems are all different colors?
I think it was just a style thing, just to
Okay.
differentiate them.
Okay, because like I remember it took me the longest while to kind of stick, kind of in my mind to keep the gems organized. Because like the blue one was actually mind, the purple one was space, the green one was soul, the red one was time, reality was like orangey color, and I don't remember what the last one. Of course, I just called off all the gems and I forget which one I just forgot. But yeah, they were all different colors in the comic book, or at least in the game. I mean, I don't know, was there a certain color or whatever they had in the comic book, or you don't remember?
Yeah, they kept it for the comics and the movie.
Well, fighting against him was a pain. Oh, that was awful. Each of his gems that he uses, he gains like a special super move or something like that, or special ability besides the regular ability advance you. So he had like the voided out version of all the stones. And that was so hard to fight against. But yeah, he threw the moon at you. You threw the moon at me. Yeah, he did. You're lucky that's all he threw at you.
I remember getting a gem off of him was really hard too, because it's not just you did a regular move to get it off of him, you had to do an ultimate move.
No, and using an ultimate move was hard to get off on him, but if you did, it's like, which gem did you get? I always wanted either the soul gem so I could heal myself, or I prayed for like the power gem. So that way he can't do that. I remember, I think his like, when he used the power stone, it was some super strong move. It was awful to fight against.
It was the sun or whatever, he would throw the sun at you every time he did the power gem.
Yeah. so trying to get that off of him was actually a good idea, and getting gems off of him was hard itself, but he was the final boss, but it was still possible, and I've seen that done.
I think the reason why it was hard to get it off him, because not only that, like, even if you hit him with a super move, he didn't get juggled that high, but on top of
Yes.
that, he, like, at that point in the game, the computer starts tech hitting everything, so, like, you would slide around and he would pick it up, even though, like, you got it off of him. He would, like, slide around, grab it, and get back up.
Yeah,
Yep, I'm cool.
he would tech hit, the AI would do that a lot to bypass a lot of your stuff.
But I think the power gem was the first one to go if you could get it off him, though.
Yeah, and then using that power gem really helps so that you can try to whittle him down faster. Yeah, but if you could get some of the other gems off of him, yeah, you're good. All his moveset always dealt like more damage or something. It was just really hard to fight against.
Actually, I did see some gameplay the other night. You know what I did forget, or I just realized now? He actually throws bubbles at you. I did not catch that before with all the things that happened in the movie with bubbles.
He did throw bubbles at you.
Yeah, and like if it hit you, like it would hold you in place, and then he would come over
Yeah.
and like beat you some more.
And-
But all right, Lex, I have to ask you for this one. Like, was there really a thing between him and Bubbles, or is that just a coincidence?
I honestly have no idea.
I think they just added that in there.
I just found a strange coincidence that like there was a lot of bubbles involved.
Well, he did turn Star-Lord's gun into a bubble maker. But Captain America is number 2. I hardly ever saw anyone play Captain America. Maybe a Spider-Man once in a while, but I never knew he was top tier. Shuma Gorath, really? Nobody picked him. Well, I guess my arcade was different. No one played Shuma Gorath. No one played Blackheart. Some people played Juggernaut. No one really played Iron Man. Maybe one or two Magneto players. No one liked Hawk. No one liked Psylocke. Psylocke was the worst character.
I know you did play Juggernaut, but I think you also played Psylocke, I remember.
I played them all.
That's
No,
fair.
I played Captain America. I played Captain America also. Yeah, I just
Final
played them all
Justice.
randomly. Yeah.
Final Justice.
that's Kevin's final word on everything. Final Justice.
Yes, it was awesome. It's Final Justice. I'm really surprised by this tier list.
Actually, do you have a link for the tier list? I'll put it in.
Absolutely, hold on.
I'm generally looking forward to this movie, and can't wait to get it over. I don't want to say get it over with. Like, it's not like Revenge of the Sith, like, oh, let's just get it over with. But I'm actually interested.
You just
in
want
this.
closure.
Yeah, I want closure, and I'm hearing it's like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
Well, I'm really excited. I really loved Infinity War. I thought its all around was like everything great about the Marvel Universe. Though the big thing is they threw so many superheroes and a lot of action at you. It was kind of overwhelming at times, but I thought it was done really well for all the superheroes involved in it. I really liked, I thought that it was good at the end, even though it was sad. It sets up for, like, the aftermath. So, the heroes lost. They lost a lot. With all the trailers, they're all reeling in their own special way. I know that Tony Stark is hit the hardest, and he's supposed to play a big part in the end game, but no one knows exactly what. I just want to watch it, but one of the things I really do like is I know that it looks like Iron Man will play a big role, which I really do like. And there's a lot of arguments on the internet. One of the things I've been enjoying is watching like people's fan theories. As long as it's legitimate and not like, well, just because there's
The Ant-Man
1 second freeze frame of this thing, I'm just gonna rules lawyer my theory and take like 10 minutes to like BS my way. No, one of the things with Iron Man, one of his greatest power is that he's like a mega genius when it comes to engineering. And one of the things that he does is whatever he fights, when he loses, he knows how to counter things. He's like the technological Batman, okay? Where given enough time, if you fought against you, then he can counter it for next time, and there's a good chance that he can defeat you because he knows what you're capable of and how to counter that with the Hulkbuster suit. That's one of his greatest assets. If he fights someone, he knows their abilities, he knows what they're capable of, and he knows his limitations, so he'll improve his suits in order to go and match you. So one of his thing is that he has like hundreds of suits and hundreds of enhancements for that depending on what he's trying to do. So I like the fan theory where he's basically like Batman. So he fought and he lost against Thanos. So he knows what abilities that he lacks that he needs to go and try to counter or improve in order to fight Thanos. So I think the second time around, I think it'll be a different type of fight, which they kind of alluded to in the trailers. So I'm kind of curious what the actual storyline is. Like, it's been tight-lipped and no one knows exactly what's gonna happen. Or, like, you know, there are theories that heroes are gonna come back. Most likely they're all gonna come back somehow, but how they do it, no one knows. Some of them are theorizing that one of Tony Stark's prior tech will come into play. Some of the people theorize that it's his Bark technology, the one where he could recreate images from people's past through their mind. I think that was in, like, in Civil War, where he used that to go back to his memories. With that and the reality gem, people are theorizing he could use that to using his memories and the reality gem to bring it all back to life. But there's a lot of fan theories. Do they use Ant-Man's, like, the quantum zone?
Oh,
Who
no,
knows?
I thought the Ant-Man theory was something else.
No, you know, in the end of Ant-Man and Wasp, the doctor tells them do not get stuck in the time vortex while in the quantum zone because you'll be stuck there. And that's what people are theorizing, that they're going to use the quantum zone in order to time warp back in time or wherever in order to fix things. So that's why when they're walking along in that suit kind of thing, like in the white stuff, that is the same suit that Ant-Man uses at the end to enter the quantum realm.
Okay.
And that's what people are theorizing, but no one really knows exactly. That was one of the things where Hank Pym actually wandered into the time vortex, and that's why he kind of like jumped in time a little bit, and that's where it gets a little goofy, especially when you're talking about time warp and time jump, all the stuff can get like really weird, but that's what they're theorizing. But I like the Iron Man theory a little bit better, and also with Loki, where there's like insane like fan theories where he purposely wanted to die so that way he could go to the undead world where he's gonna get summoned back and he's gonna bring like other people back with him to help out.
Okay,
So
sounds like a lot of stuff on the book there.
because remember, Thor's Stormbreaker controls the Bifrost. He can kind of go into different realms and stuff, and Underworld realm to bring back Loki and other people. It's kind of hokey and out there, but who knows? I have no idea what the actual movie's gonna do, but I'm kind of curious, and I know that he's gonna come back somehow, but I just don't know how, because with Disney Plus, they already greenlit a standalone Loki TV series. How?
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, so Disney Plus, they already leaked it out that Tom Hiddleston, the actor, would come back as Loki in a TV series. What that series involves, who's gonna be in there or anything, nobody really knows, but they do know that he's been greenlit for like a TV series.
I guess the question is like, obviously you're excited to see Endgame like the rest of us, but any last thoughts or anything on Endgame?
Oh, an Endgame? Oh, dude, I don't know. It's gonna be hard for me to get to see it in theaters. I'm a little upset, just because.
A lot of kid aggro. Got it.
Yeah, the kid aggro is real.
All right, I guess we're done for now, though.
All
Thank
right.
you very much for your time, guys.
You too, buddy.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.